Hey guys, so I'm alive. I haven't made a video in about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now, and the last video I made was a very somber, depressing video about my life. Initially I was getting a lot of really nice comments and support, and then they sort of became, dude, are you still alive? Because it was like the last video I made, people started checking up on me. But no, I am still kicking. And I wanted to real quick, probably not real quick, it's going to end up being a bit longer than I'd like, express my appreciation and sort of explain just how much the fallout of that video meant to me. Making that video was really tough. It was something that I've been avoiding talking about on YouTube for the longest time, and it's definitely affected a lot of the videos I made, a lot of the ways I would talk about things or react to things. And to get it all off my chest like that was really unnerving. You know, I sat down and made a 55-minute video, which actually took about 2 hours to film, and then I cut down, where I literally like cried at the end of it. Like, it was something I've tried doing a couple times before, and I chicken out before I edit it together, or chicken out before I upload it. And this time I did it, and I put it up and I uploaded it, and I set it to unlisted and let my girlfriend Kim and my friend Sean watch it, and to please watch this video. And they watched the entire thing, and they were like, you need to put this up. And I still wasn't sure. I sat on it for a couple days, and I was too nervous to actually put it on public. And then right before I started work one day, I kind of just had this spur of like, it. And I did it, and I worked this 4-hour shift, worried about it the whole time, on edge about how it was being received, and I couldn't check my phone or anything. And then I finished work, and it was just flooded. It already had over 100 comments at that point. Amazingly positive comments that I was sat upstairs in my break room trying not to cry again. It was overwhelming, and then they kept pouring in from there. They still come in, you know, 1 or 2 a day now, like 2 weeks later. And the amount of messages I had on my Facebook page, my Beat 'em Ups Facebook page, my personal page, my Twitter account, even Instagram, and I'm sure a few other places, a couple of like phone messages from friends. Completely overwhelming. And I've been trying really hard to reply to everyone. I kind of been backed up a little bit because my girlfriend is here from Texas for a couple weeks, so that's also why I haven't made a video in a while. You know, it's leading up to Christmas. She's here. I'm working almost every day at this point, because I have to move out at the end of this month on like January 1st. So I have a really exciting Christmas of packing all my stuff up. So I've been really, I took a couple weeks off essentially, but it's been nagging at me and bothering me, as Kim will tell you, to actually get up here and make a video again. So I'm making a couple things today, then videos will return to normal next week. But I am going to get back into replying to this video. I want to reply to every comment and every message. People have been opening up to me with their stories. A lot of them are in the comment section, and I urge you guys to go through, if you have time, to read the comments, because I have this platform where I can project my story and I can get a load off my chest, and it makes me feel better. And these people shared their stories in the comment section below. So many amazing stories people can read, and some of them have quite a few likes. They don't have the same platform as me, and I'd love to sit here. I actually tried to sit here and film a video where I read as many as I could, but I really, you know, to take enough time and appreciation for every one of these comments, it felt bad rushing through them to try and fit in more than 3 or 4 comments. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit here and read them all out. But I have read every comment, and I will reply to every comment. And again, I just want you guys to know that I talked about the effect that this channel has had on my life up until this point in that video, and the fact that if it wasn't for this channel and you guys, I don't know where I would be at, but I wouldn't be nearly as happy. The response from this and the effect this has had on me has shaped me again. It shaped the way that I view you guys and view my channel, and I definitely want to do more videos where I just sit here and talk to you guys. I want to sort of open my channel up to different kinds of videos beyond pickup videos, beyond vlogs, beyond reviews, beyond game quests, where I can bring more of me to the channel than just I love video games. I'm not gonna like start a prank channel or anything, don't worry about that, but I'm hoping to change things up a little bit. But again, one last time before I move on to the next part of this video, thank you guys so much for all your support on that last video and in general. I love you all so much, and let's answer some stupid questions. So over on my Facebook, Beat 'em Ups Facebook page, and my Twitter account, I asked you guys to ask me anything, and then in a video I would read the questions that had the most likes, so I didn't really get to choose to cherry pick between which ones I read, and I would read them and I would give an honest answer. And the first question from Ryan is, if I could bang one female from a video game, who would it be? I wanted to get this right, and I feel like if I had to pick one, it'd be the girl from Lollipop Chainsaw, right? Who would you pick if you had to pick someone? female. What about a guy? What about one guy? Alright, we'll come back to you. When I was a kid, I had a crush on the Great Fairies from Zelda, and I never realized how pointy their nipples were, how pointy their boobs were. They honestly have, like, ice pick boobs. Do you have one yet? You're Googling it? You're Googling men in video games? Hot men in video games?
That's what I typed into Google.
How much time on average do you spend taking care of your hair? As someone who's lived with me for a little bit now, how much time would you say I spend on my hair?
Not really a lot.
Do you brush your hair ever?
No, because then it just becomes like a
I don't brush my
sphere.
hair. I've like never brushed my hair. I used to have a brush and it broke because my hair was too thick and it got caught and then it snapped and I'm like, well, this. Shampoo and condition like once every few days. That's about all I do. If anyone's out there is growing their hair and wants to know how to take care of it, just wash it. It's probably the main tip that I have. Just keep it clean. Derek asks, where do babies come from? I want to answer this question because I have to, but I also know that a lot of 12-year-olds and younger watch this show, according to my YouTube statistics. And I don't have a kid. I'm not sure at what point you give your kid the talk about the birds and the bees. On the off chance that like one of my viewers right now don't know where babies come from, I don't want to be the guy, because I remember who told me where they came from. I don't want to be the guy that for the rest of some kid's life, he thinks about where he learnt it and he thinks of wood from beat 'em ups. I already have some guy with like my face tattooed on his leg. I think I've made enough of an impression on people's lives at this point without scarring some 12-year-old kid. The question with the most like was from Chris Bruiser, who's actually a friend of mine from Melbourne and a fellow Australian, a Melbourneite, who has a channel called Leftover Culturist, and I highly recommend you check that out. I will put the link in the description. It's very high quality. Any YouTubers or YouTube channels you hate? Any YouTubers or YouTube channels I hate?
I love you, don't want to, but I can't put nobody else above you. I hate you, I love that.
I think hate's a very strong word. I don't know if I hate any channels in particular. I hate what certain channels do, like a lot of the bigger channels, like any of the prank type channels or fake channels that make up weird videos and try and pass them off as real. I hate things channels do, like when Fine Brothers pulled their shit. A lot of people ask me if I hate Let's Players, if I hate PewDiePie and stuff like that. I get that question a lot. I think a lot of people tend to hate PewDiePie because all he is a Let's Player. I don't hate PewDiePie at all. I know how hard it is to sit down and play a game and look enthused in that game for like 5 hours at a time and then sit down and edit them and upload them and make thumbnails and tag them. And I mean, yeah, Let's Play videos are easy to make, I guess, but they take a lot of time and they're still a lot of effort. So it's not like he didn't put in the hard yards to get where he is. So I definitely don't hate him. I think he's a little bitch complaining about YouTube all the time and how f***ed up on views he is when he's still getting 2 million views per video and probably like 10 million views a day. I don't think I would complain in that position, but I don't hate the guy. As far as what I think the question from Chris might actually mean, do I hate any YouTubers that I associate with or I have come into contact with? Do I hate the person behind the channel? The way YouTube, and a lot of you might have kind of figured this out through watching videos, is, I mean, a lot of us do meet and get to know each other and build communities and then build sub-communities where you have, you know, people like Metal Jesus and the people that he makes videos with usually, and then, you know, Billy and Jay and the people they make videos with usually, and like Pat and all that. And then you have your other communities and stuff like that. So you do build communities, but no one really hates each other. And if they do, I think that's really childish, because it's like high school. You know, you're not going to get along with everyone. Everyone has such different personalities and different egos and different, they like different things or they act different ways. And so when a lot of them are kind of mushed in the same place and they're sort of brought to the same place by like conventions or whatever, not everyone is going to get along. Not everyone has to get along. Not everyone has to like each other. And I think that's completely fine. That's completely normal. I don't think it's anyone's place to say I hate that guy because he acts a little shitty, because maybe you just don't get along with that guy. So I don't think I hate anyone. I mean, there's people I don't get along with for sure. I know there's people that probably don't like me very much, and there's people that I don't like very much that are on YouTube. But I mean, those people don't know me. I don't know those people. I don't know I don't know, like you go to a convention and someone's kind of rude to you, but you don't know if they just had a freaking terrible day, so it's hard to judge someone based on that. I don't think that I hate any channels. I don't think that I like sit down and bitch about anyone in particular. Do I?
No.
No. I don't think I do. So no, I don't hate anyone. If you're one of those people, even like a viewer or subscriber, and you're like, I hate this guy, or I hate that guy, or I hate this guy. Remember that you kind of don't really get the right impression from someone just through a video. And I think maybe I might have helped a lot of you see that in my last video, because I had a lot of people message me and say, I watched you in videos, I didn't realize there was this side of you, I didn't realize that you were struggling with something like that. And you don't realize because you don't know, you see what you see in the videos. So there's a lot more to someone than the stupid little character they play on YouTube. So, I mean, maybe rethink the word hate. Maybe you just don't like their videos, which is fine. Everyone makes different content. Did you find someone yet that you thought was hot? No? You didn't find any video game? Okay.
There's a game in that tree. Freeze dirtbag Nintendo police. That game is mine.
What's better, USA, Canada, or Australia? I answered this question recently, actually, and I think it depends on who you are as a person and where you love being. I can't answer any more questions, I'm done! USA has all the foods. Australia has all the beaches, and Canada has all the Tim Hortons and the snow. Australia is like, I grew up in Australia, and I got bored after 25 years of being in Australia, because all Australia is it warm enough to go to the beach? Which is a fantastic only thing to ever have to worry about, is it warm enough to go to the beach and have a bevy or two? I don't really like the beach, and it kind of just got boring for me. I felt like I'd done everything in Adelaide for sure, and I was thinking of moving to a different state in the country, but then I went to America and I fell in love with it, and so I decided that's somewhere I had to be. And I mean, I told you guys this story already, why I fell in love with America and why it's the place I want to be. For me, I think the USA is the best place to live for me and what I find interesting and my hobbies and where I like to be. All the different cultures and the scenery and the fact that you can go 10 hours in any direction and almost like you're in a different country. Canada is like a colder, more American Australia, and it's a really awesome place to be. And if for some reason I couldn't make it into USA, I would not be upset of being in Canada. The only thing I don't like about Canada is how cold it gets. I'm really cold right now, and I'm in Vancouver. I'm freezing. We tried going for a walk the other day and just turned around and came back because it was too cold. Like, it's cold, man. And even if it's only for like a month or 2 months of the year, it's still not something I think I'd be able to tolerate for the rest of my life. But apart from that, it's beautiful here, and it's fantastic. It's honestly like I would say a better Australia, but that's when I say that, it's better in the sense of answering the question what's better and what's better for me as a person. It's obviously an opinion, and in no way am I saying Canada is like literally a better country than Australia, because honestly, if anything, Australia's got its shit together. So it's a fantastic place, and if you haven't been to Australia, like, I highly recommend you check it out. It's not just kangaroos and scorpions and spiders. In fact, we don't even have scorpions. I was supposed to say snakes. What the hell is that?
I don't know. That's been behind
When did the fire stop?
That's been behind you for the entire video.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought that you didn't care.
You thought that I wanted that face instead of fire behind me. This is beat 'em ups. We don't have that kind of sloppy. From now on, everywhere we go, I'm manspreading. Everywhere we go. So you'll have nowhere to sit.
Hope you rip your pants.
And the final question comes from D-Dave, and they asked, what is better, 90s Nintendo or 90s Sega? And thank you, D-Dave, for actually asking a serious question and not trolling me. Other friends of mine from the last Game Quest, whose channel will also be below. I mean, Nintendo, obviously. Sega had a lot of cool stuff. I mean, they had Gunstar Heroes, which is better than most of the stuff Nintendo put out back then. Nintendo just had so much quality, quantity and quality. They just managed to keep knocking it out the park, where Sega only felt like they were doing it a few times a year. At least, I mean, that was my experience growing up. And I mean, I grew up in a Sega-dominated country, and I keep saying Sega, and for the Americans in the room, Sega. But I grew up in a Sega-dominated country, and yet I grew up with Nintendo consoles in my home. In fact, I didn't even play a Sega or Sega console until I started collecting retro video games, because no one I knew had them growing up, and I had no interest seeking them out because I grew up without internet. I didn't like subscribe to any magazines, And when I got a computer and when I got access to the internet in school or whatever, or the first thing I didn't do was what games did Sega have? I didn't really even think about it. For me, definitely Nintendo. That's what I grew up with. But hey, if you have your own answers to any of these questions or your own questions you'd like to answer me, ask me, leave them down below and I will reply and I'll get back to you. I really appreciate you watching this video, guys. And I mostly wanted to make this video to let you know that I'm still alive and that more videos will be coming hopefully by the end of the year. I need to move house pretty soon. I'm not sure what my setup's going to be like when I move, how able I'm going to be to make videos over the next couple weeks, and I just ask you guys to bear with me because I know this is like the least amount of videos I've put out in like a year. So yeah, I'm not like retiring, I'm still making videos. It's just I have to work a lot right now because Christmas is kicking my ass. But I appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you next time. I love you all very much. I will take a swig of something like I usually do. Oh, water right here. Do you know who Triple H is?
Who?
Triple H from wrestling. Do you know what he does when he like comes out?
Spit some water. You can get it all over your computer. Ew.
I'm good at like making it misty, like from Pokemon. Misty.
Well, now I can't get the image of you in that outfit out of my head, so thank you for the nightmares.
That's who I would bang, Misty. Wait, no, she's like 10. I should have ended this video.